Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe, who was detained and jailed in Iran nearly 5 years ago, has had her house arrest lifted as her sentence came to an end today, raising hopes that she may be a step closer to returning to Britain. But shortly after her ankle tag was removed, she was told of a court summons on a separate charge next week. Her husband Richard says she remains in harm's way. Our correspondent Caroline Hawley reports.
A rare glimpse into what's keeping this family together when they're forced to be thousands of miles apart.
I'll just show you. It's still quite a messy house.
For 6-year-old Gabriella, an image on a mobile phone can't replace the touch of her mother. She's been counting down the days to the end of her mum's sentence. Now the ankle tag Nazanin's had to wear since she was released from jail last year has been taken off. Nazanin said she was ecstatic and went straight to visit her elderly grandmother. But in a week, she faces a new court case on another secret charge.
So by the time I was speaking to Nazanin, the phone was going mad. Oh, is she out? Is she out? Is she out? And yes, she is. You know, technically, the first court case is finished. At the same time, the second court case simultaneously has been invoked. So the Foreign Office were really pleased that they'd got the ankle tag off and there was some progress. And they clearly had issued a very formal note this morning saying, listen, you've got to release her. So the Iranians have done that. And at the same time, they've kept her as leverage going forward. And I find my emotional reaction to be quite guarded about what this means, and we're still in the middle of it, and we're still in the middle of this game of chess.
She was at Tehran airport, preparing to fly home from a holiday visiting her parents when she was arrested in 2016. Since then, she's suffered months of solitary confinement, blindfolded interrogations, and several false promises of release. Nazanin's been told by Iranian officials that she's been held as collateral for a debt owed by Britain dating back to the 1970s. Calls are now growing for the government here to take a stronger stand against Iran's hostage diplomacy.
It's clearly another trumped-up charge because hardliners in the regime are saying we paid the diplomatic price for holding Nazanin. Now let's not lose the leverage of keeping her. And it is totally and utterly inhumane because at the centre of this is an innocent woman, her husband and her daughter. And they are just forgetting that in all these grand power games, there are ordinary people who are paying a most terrible price.
What's the first thing you're going to do with Mummy when she comes back? First thing you're going to do together?
Go to toy shop.
But now their hopes have been dashed yet again. Their MPs called it mental torture. For how much longer will they have to go through this agony of separation? Only when she's safely on a flight back to the UK will they know their ordeal is finally over.
I love you, baby.
You going to say bye-bye to Mummy?
I love you. Bye-bye. Love you, Daddy.
Try and sleep well.
And Caroline Hawley's here in the studio now. How likely is it, Caroline, that this does lead in time to her return to Britain?
Look, that is an impossible question. We don't know what will happen next week. She still doesn't have her British passport back. The new court case could be used to block her release. Richard has told me that the Iranians see Nazanin as an asset and that they're essentially making this up as they go along. The debt that the UK owes to Iran for tanks that were never delivered to Iran after the Islamic Revolution, that is still outstanding. The UK acknowledges it owes the debt but can't pay it back because of sanctions. So you've got these very complicated geopolitics and then a family caught in the middle of all of this, and it's been this horrific emotional roller coaster for them. And all of that, in a way, collapsed into just today, the ups and the downs, the joy of Nazanin's release, the idea that now she can go out and have a cup of coffee, a simple pleasure, and then this threat of a new court case next week.
Caroline Hawley, thank you.